I know my man has to come through for the baddest, for his queen. He came, Louis Vuitton travel duffel
right
bag
there.
with the travel with the. You're gonna have to give me. This is nice.
Bricks.
Whoa.
The internet is an absolute meltdown right now, and nobody saw this coming. Just when fans thought the drama surrounding Papoose, Remy Ma, and Claressa Shields had finally cooled down, a shocking sighting sent social media into complete chaos. Cameras caught what appeared to be Papoose spending time with Remy Ma, and within minutes, timelines exploded, group chats caught fire, and fans started asking one question that nobody seems able to answer. What is really going on behind the scenes? But that's not even the wildest part. Because while rumors were spreading at lightning speed, eagle-eyed followers noticed something happening on Claressa Shields' social media that instantly raised alarms. A cryptic post, a suspicious caption, a message so perfectly timed that thousands of people became convinced it wasn't random at all. It looked like shade. Not ordinary shade, the kind of shade that starts wars. And then came the screenshots. According to several fan pages, alleged insider messages began circulating online claiming that tensions behind closed doors may be far worse than anyone imagined. The posts spread across social media like wildfire. Nobody could verify them. Everybody was talking about them. Suddenly, every old interview was being re-examined. Every past comment was being dissected. Every photo was becoming evidence. Fans who had defended one side for months suddenly switched teams overnight. Others doubled down harder than ever. The comment sections turned into battlegrounds. Celebrity bloggers jumped into the conversation. Reaction channels went live. Thousands of viewers flooded livestream chats demanding answers. Then another alleged leak appeared. This one claimed that a private confrontation may have taken place shortly before the sighting became public. If that rumor is true, everything people think they know about this situation could be completely wrong. Because sources are now claiming that what happened behind the scenes wasn't just emotional, it was explosive. And the details reportedly left even longtime insiders stunned. What happened next allegedly caused panic among people close to all three names involved. And if the newest claims are accurate, the biggest revelation hasn't even surfaced yet. The moment the photos started circulating, social media completely lost control. One blurry image was all it took. A few seconds of footage, one unexpected sighting. And suddenly, fans everywhere were asking the same question. Why was Papoose being seen around Remy Ma at a time when the internet believed the story had already moved in a completely different direction? Within minutes, hashtags began trending. Fan accounts started reposting screenshots. Reaction channels launched emergency live streams. Comment sections exploded into thousands of competing theories. Some viewers insisted it was nothing. Others claimed it changed everything. What made the situation even more intense was the timing. Just hours before the speculation reached a boiling point, Claressa Shields had posted a series of messages that many followers interpreted as subtle shade. No names were mentioned, no direct accusations were made, but that didn't stop the internet from connecting dots. And once the internet starts connecting dots, there's no stopping what happens next. Suddenly, every post became evidence. Every caption became a clue. Every emoji became a possible message. Fans began creating side-by-side timelines trying to figure out exactly when everything happened. Some claimed the timing couldn't possibly be a coincidence. Others argued people were reading far too much into ordinary social media activity. But the debate only made the story bigger. Then came the reaction videos. Content creators started analyzing every available detail frame by frame. Some pointed to body language. Others focused on who appeared in the background of certain clips. Entire discussions erupted over details that most people wouldn't even notice. The more people talked, the more attention the story received. And the more attention it received, the stranger things became. According to online speculation, several individuals close to the situation began posting cryptic messages around the same time. Once again, nothing directly confirmed any rumors. But fans immediately began interpreting those posts through the lens of the growing drama. The internet practically turned into a giant investigation board. Screenshots were flying everywhere. Threads stretched into hundreds of comments. People who normally never discussed celebrity relationships suddenly found themselves invested in every update. Then another moment sent the conversation into overdrive. A viral clip began making rounds, showing fans reacting emotionally to the possibility that unresolved feelings might still exist between people connected to the situation. Whether those theories were true or not didn't seem to matter. The perception alone was enough to create chaos. Some supporters argued that co-parenting, friendship, and mutual respect can exist without romantic implications. Others weren't buying that explanation for a second. The divide became enormous. Entire fan communities split into opposing camps. One side claimed the sighting was being blown out of proportion. The other side insisted it revealed far more than people were willing to admit publicly. Then celebrity bloggers entered the conversation. As soon as larger entertainment pages began discussing this topic, the story exploded beyond the original audience. Millions of additional viewers suddenly became aware of the situation. And that's when things started getting really interesting. Several entertainment personalities began offering their opinions. Some defended Claressa, others defended Remy. A few chose to defend nobody at all. Every new opinion generated thousands of reactions. Every reaction generated new arguments. The cycle continued nonstop. Meanwhile, fans continued monitoring social media activity with almost unbelievable intensity. Who followed whom? Who liked which post? Who ignored which post? Everything became part of the narrative. Then came a development nobody expected. A short video surfaced showing a seemingly harmless interaction that immediately triggered another wave of speculation. Within minutes, fan pages were reposting it everywhere. Comment sections filled with theories. Some claimed the clip showed confidence, others claimed it showed frustration. Others believed it revealed absolutely nothing. But by then, facts were no longer driving the conversation. Emotion was. And emotions were running extremely high. As the hours passed, people began revisiting older interviews and public appearances. Moments that once seemed insignificant suddenly looked different through the lens of the current controversy. Fans pointed out comments they previously ignored. They revisited old photos. They analyzed old captions. The entire situation started feeling less like celebrity news and more like an unfolding mystery. Then a rumor began circulating. No evidence, no confirmation, just a rumor, but it spread rapidly. The claim suggested that conversations behind closed doors might not be nearly as calm as public appearances suggested. Again, there was no proof. Yet the rumor gained traction because it fit the dramatic narrative many people already believed. And that is when the emotional temperature online reached another level. Supporters of all sides became increasingly vocal. Arguments escalated. Live stream chats became battlefields. Popular creators reported receiving thousands of messages demanding updates. The public fascination had become impossible to ignore. Then came perhaps the most surprising reaction of all. Many fans started expressing sadness instead of excitement. Beneath all the speculation, people recognized that real emotions exist behind every headline. Real families, real relationships, real lives. That realization changed the tone of some discussions. For a brief moment, the chaos slowed. For a brief moment, people reflected. But that calm didn't last long. Because late that evening, another social media post appeared. A single message, short, cryptic, open to interpretation, and yet powerful enough to reignite everything. Within minutes, screenshots flooded every major discussion page. Thousands of comments appeared almost instantly. People debated what it meant, who it was directed toward, why it was posted, and most importantly, whether it was connected to the sighting that had started the entire firestorm. Nobody knew for sure, but one thing became clear: the story was far from over. Because while fans were busy arguing about the latest post, insiders and bloggers suddenly started teasing that a much bigger development might be coming. Something involving private conversations. Something involving information that had not yet reached the public. Something that could completely change how everyone views the situation. And according to the growing whispers online, The people at the center of the controversy may already know what's about to happen. The public doesn't, not yet. But if the rumors are even partially accurate, the next revelation could send shockwaves through social media, unlike anything we've seen so far. And when that alleged information finally surfaces, nobody may be prepared for who ends up speaking first. The following morning, the internet woke up to absolute pandemonium. What had started as a simple sighting was now spiraling into something much larger, and nobody seemed capable of slowing it down. Every major gossip page was talking about it. Every reaction channel had an opinion. Every fan community was locked in heated debate. But then something happened that pushed the story into an entirely new dimension. An alleged insider appeared. Nobody knew who the source was. Nobody could verify the claims. Yet screenshots supposedly containing private information began circulating across social media at lightning speed. The messages spread so fast that some pages struggled to keep up. According to the alleged leak, tensions behind the scenes had been building for much longer than the public realized. Again, nothing was confirmed, but the internet didn't care. The possibility alone was enough. Thousands of people immediately started dissecting every word. Some believed the source was legitimate. Others called it complete fiction, yet everyone was reading it. The alleged insider claimed that recent public appearances were only showing a fraction of what was happening privately. If true, that would mean the public narrative was missing a major piece of the puzzle. And that's when fan reactions became even more emotional. Some supporters expressed sympathy. Others expressed frustration. Many simply wanted answers. The uncertainty was driving everyone crazy. Then another twist emerged. Several users noticed what appeared to be a sudden shift in online activity. Posts disappeared, comments were removed. Certain interactions that fans had previously documented seemed harder to find. Immediately, theories exploded. People started asking whether someone was trying to clean up social media. Was it coincidence? Was it routine moderation? Or was it something else? Nobody knew. But speculation intensified. Hours later, a viral livestream added more fuel to the fire. During the broadcast, a popular commentator discussed the situation and suggested that the public might be witnessing a power struggle playing out in real time. That phrase alone spread everywhere. A power struggle. Fans repeated it across every platform. The idea resonated because many observers already felt that something deeper was happening beneath the surface. Suddenly, discussions weren't just about relationships anymore. They became discussions about loyalty, respect, history, pride, and unfinished business. As the conversation evolved, old wounds appeared to reopen online. People revisited past interviews, past statements, past disagreements. Moments that once seemed forgotten suddenly became relevant again. The internet has a long memory. And once old clips start resurfacing, chaos usually follows. That's exactly what happened. One compilation video gained massive traction. Millions of views poured in. The clips stitched together years of public moments and encouraged viewers to draw their own conclusions. The result was explosive. Comments flooded in faster than moderators could manage. Supporters from every side entered the debate. Some viewers claimed the video proved everything. Others argued it proved absolutely nothing. The arguments became endless. Then came another unexpected development. Several celebrities and influencers began indirectly referencing the drama. No names, no confirmations. Just vague posts that many fans interpreted as subtle reactions. Each post generated thousands of additional theories. The story was now feeding itself. Every reaction created more attention. More attention created more speculation. And more speculation created even bigger reactions. Then a new rumor emerged. This one was particularly dramatic. According to online whispers, an emotional conversation allegedly took place shortly after the sighting became public. No recording surfaced, no evidence appeared. Yet the claim spread like wildfire. The rumors suggested that feelings were hurt, questions were asked, and emotions ran far higher than anyone expected. Whether true or false, the story captivated audiences instantly. People began imagining what that conversation might have sounded like. Entire threads appeared discussing hypothetical scenarios. The internet was essentially writing its own script. Then came the moment that truly changed everything. A cryptic social media post appeared late in the evening. At first glance, it seemed harmless, but fans quickly noticed specific wording that appeared unusually deliberate. Within minutes, screenshots spread everywhere. People zoomed in on individual phrases. They analyzed punctuation. They debated hidden meanings. Theories multiplied by the second. Some believed the post was directed at one person. Others believed it targeted someone else entirely. The disagreement only intensified the frenzy. By now, major entertainment blogs were publishing updates almost hourly. The story had become impossible to ignore. Every new detail generated headlines. Every headline generated reactions. Every reaction generated more headlines. The cycle was relentless. Meanwhile, emotions among fans reached a boiling point. Supporters of Claressa felt she was being unfairly scrutinized. Supporters of Remy believed assumptions were being made without evidence. Supporters of Papoose argued that people were jumping to conclusions. Nobody could agree on anything, except one thing. Something unusual was happening. Even people who normally avoided celebrity drama admitted they were paying attention. The story had become too big to ignore. Then another alleged insider claim surfaced. This one was even more shocking than the first. According to the rumor, information existed that had not yet been released publicly. Information that could potentially explain why recent events unfolded the way they did. The claim offered no proof. Yet fans immediately became obsessed. What information? Who had it? Why hadn't it been released? Questions spread everywhere. Answers remained nowhere. The mystery only deepened. Then came reports that several content creators were preparing special live streams dedicated entirely to the developing situation. That announcement alone caused anticipation to skyrocket. People felt like something major was approaching, like the story was building toward a massive reveal. And perhaps the most unsettling detail of all was this. Nobody at the center of the controversy appeared eager to fully address the rumors. The silence continued, and silence often creates more noise than words ever could. As midnight approached, speculation reached unprecedented levels. Hashtags surged again. Videos accumulated millions of views. Comment sections overflowed. The entire internet seemed trapped inside the same conversation. Then a final rumor surfaced before the night ended. A rumor claiming that someone was seriously considering speaking publicly, not through cryptic posts, not through indirect messages, but directly, openly, without holding anything back. If that happens, everything changes. Because once someone decides to tell their side of the story, the carefully balanced narrative can collapse in an instant. And according to whispers spreading through entertainment circles, that moment may be closer than anyone realizes. The only question now is who will break their silence first. And when they finally do, the fallout could be bigger than the original controversy itself. The tension reached a level nobody could have predicted. For days, the internet had been running on rumors, speculation, screenshots, and theories. But now fans felt like they were standing on the edge of something much bigger. Something was coming. The signs were everywhere. Entertainment bloggers started posting countdown-style updates. Reaction channels scheduled emergency live streams. Fan pages claimed their sources were hearing the same thing behind the scenes. A major response was allegedly being prepared. Whether that was true or not almost didn't matter anymore. The expectation alone was enough to send social media into another frenzy. People refreshed their feeds nonstop. Notifications exploded. Every new post became a potential headline. Every deleted comment became a new mystery. Then a surprising shift happened. Instead of attacking each other, many fans began sharing emotional messages about how long they had followed the story. Some talked about supporting Remy for years. Others spoke about admiring Claressa's accomplishments. Many praised Papoose for maintaining public silence despite intense scrutiny. The conversation briefly became less hostile and more emotional, but that calm lasted only a few hours, because a new viral clip suddenly appeared. The footage itself wasn't explosive. What made it explosive was the timing. Within minutes, people started connecting it to everything that had happened over the previous week. Comment sections erupted again, theories returned, arguments resumed. The internet was back in full chaos mode. Then another alleged insider surfaced. This source claimed that people close to the situation were becoming increasingly frustrated by the nonstop speculation. According to the rumor, some believed social media was creating narratives that had little connection to reality. Others allegedly felt certain online discussions were revealing more truth than public statements ever could. The conflicting claims only added fuel to the fire. Nobody knew what to believe, and that uncertainty became the story itself. Every hour that passed without clarification made fans even more curious. Every unanswered question created 3 new ones. Then something remarkable happened. Several high-profile influencers began discussing a larger issue beyond the controversy. They argued that modern celebrity culture often turns ordinary moments into worldwide drama. One photo becomes a headline, one caption becomes a conspiracy theory, one sighting becomes a global debate. The observation was accurate, yet ironically, those discussions only generated even more attention for the story. The spotlight grew brighter, the audience grew larger, the speculation grew louder. At this point, millions of people had heard about the situation. Many weren't even followers of the individuals involved. They simply became fascinated by the mystery. They wanted resolution. They wanted answers. They wanted closure. Unfortunately, closure remained nowhere in sight. Then came what many fans considered the biggest twist yet. A wave of old content resurfaced online. Past interviews, past appearances, past statements. Viewed through the lens of current events, those older moments suddenly carried entirely new meanings. People began revisiting things they had overlooked years ago. Some felt vindicated, others felt shocked. Many simply felt confused. The deeper people dug, the more complicated the narrative became. There was no longer a simple version of events. There were dozens of competing versions. Each side believed they had the truth. Each side believed the evidence supported them. And each side became more passionate with every passing day. Then late one evening, another cryptic message appeared online. Just a few words. Nothing dramatic, nothing explicit. Yet those few words instantly dominated conversation across multiple platforms. Thousands of users interpreted the message differently. Some saw confidence, some saw sadness, some saw frustration, some saw victory. The same post produced completely opposite reactions. That alone demonstrated how emotionally invested people had become. The situation had evolved beyond facts. It had become a symbol. People were projecting hopes, fears, frustrations, and loyalties onto every development. And that emotional investment kept the story alive. Then came a rumor that stunned nearly everyone following the drama. According to several online accounts, there was allegedly concern among insiders that the situation could continue spiraling unless someone directly addressed the speculation. Again, no proof emerged, but by this stage, even rumors about rumors were generating headlines. The machine had become unstoppable. Fans waited. Bloggers waited. Content creators waited. Everyone expected a defining moment, a statement, an interview, a live stream, something, anything. Yet the silence persisted, and that silence had been the most powerful force of all. Because while the public searched desperately for answers, the people at the center of the controversy remained largely focused on their own lives. That contrast fascinated observers. The louder the internet became, the quieter the key figures seemed. The imbalance created even more intrigue. Then reality began setting in for many fans. Despite all the theories, nobody truly knew the full story. Nobody had access to every conversation. Nobody knew every emotion involved. Nobody could see what happened behind closed doors. What existed publicly was only a small piece of a much larger picture. For some viewers, that realization changed everything. They stopped treating the situation like a competition. They stopped viewing it as a battle with winners and losers. Instead, they saw 3 public figures navigating enormous public attention while millions of strangers debated every move they made. That perspective brought a surprising level of reflection. But even reflection couldn't completely extinguish the fascination. Because the unanswered questions remained. Why did the sighting generate such an enormous reaction? Why did the social media posts appear so perfectly timed? Why did every new development seem to create 10 more mysteries? And perhaps most importantly, what happens next? That question continues hanging over the entire story. Because despite all the speculation, despite all the rumors, despite all the viral clips and endless debates, the final chapter hasn't been written. Not even close. The internet may think it knows where this story is heading. Fans may feel certain about what comes next. Bloggers may claim they have inside information. But history has shown that celebrity stories can change in a single moment. One post, one interview, one statement, one revelation. That's all it takes. And if the past few weeks have proven anything, it's that nobody should assume they know the ending. Because the biggest twist may still be waiting just around the corner. And if that day arrives, social media won't just react. It will absolutely explode. If you've made it this far, then you already know this story is far from over. Every day brings a new twist, a new rumor, a new viral moment, and a new mystery that has the entire internet talking. Whether you're Team Remy, Team Claressa, Team Papoose, or simply watching the drama unfold, one thing is certain: the next update could completely change everything we think we know. Now we want to hear from you. Do you think fans are reading too much into the sightings and social media posts? Or do you believe there's a much bigger story hiding behind the scenes? Who do you think will break their silence first? And if a major statement finally drops, whose side of the story are you most interested in hearing? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now, because the conversation is getting wilder by the hour, and some of the best theories are coming directly from viewers like you. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you hit that like button so more people can join the discussion. Subscribe and turn on notifications, because the moment another development happens, we'll be here with all the latest updates, reactions, and internet chaos. Don't disappear and miss the next chapter. In stories like this, the biggest revelation usually arrives when nobody expects it. Stay locked in, stay informed, and stay ready, because the next headline could shake social media all over again. Until next time, keep your eyes on the timeline, keep your notifications on, and keep watching, because this story may be just getting started.